Hi, welcome to NPT TV. I'm Randall Mauricio.
And I'm Tamara Ferlansky. The proposed federal budget cuts and recent controversial statements have sparked high-level resignations at National Public Radio, and now have officials debating what's next for the network of broadcast outlets.
Yeah, we'll chat with Laura Walker, President and CEO of New York Public Radio, about the impact on local public radio. But first, your headlines.
Donors are slow to respond for Japan relief.
Another nonprofit manager heads to prison.
And Red Cross tweets have a sheen to them.
This episode is brought to you by Global Cloud, improving lives through nonprofit web software and services.
While millions of dollars are being raised for earthquake and tsunami relief in Japan, it's just a tiny fraction of what was raised for Haiti and other recent disasters. In the first 5 days after the earthquake and tsunami struck Japan, charitable donations reached slightly less than $25 million. Comparatively, 5 days after an earthquake rocked Haiti last January, about $228 million had been raised. In August 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit the U.S. Gulf Coast, donors responded with $248 million. These numbers, of course, from the Center on Philanthropy at Indiana University. If you ask the center's executive director, it's Japan's reputation that may have depressed donor response. Patrick Rooney says the country is well developed with a relatively affluent population that tends to view itself and its government as self-sufficient. Early television coverage of the Japan disaster offered visuals of the devastation of buildings and other property. Rooney says a lesser focus on individuals might have negatively impacted giving.
It's 3 years in prison for a nonprofit's former bookkeeper. Sheila Kitchens of Lawrenceville, Georgia, pleaded guilty to computer theft and several counts of forgery in first degree. During a near 3-year period, she stole $75,000 from Covenant Counseling and Family Resource Center in Snellville, Georgia. Police say Kitchens doctored the book so it appeared checks never arrived between January 2007 and October 2009. Area businesses pitched in to make up for the organization's loss.
Coming up, how the American Red Cross used Charlie Sheen's tiger blood to boost its blood drive. We'll be back in 20 seconds.
At Global Cloud, we're improving lives through web software and services. Today, social media plays a key role in your success, and our Donor Drive social fundraising and marketing software will grow your cause exponentially. With Donor Drive, you'll easily mobilize support through Facebook, Twitter, and other social outlets while taking the complexity out of your efforts. Let us help you connect. To make the switch, visit globalcloud.com today.
The American Red Cross might have had the tiger by its tail when jumping on the entertainment train wreck that is actor Charlie Sheen. The charity capitalized on his internet ranting with a Twitter hashtag #TigerBlood and propelled itself into the middle of the mess. On March 2nd, the official Twitter account of the American Red Cross tweeted, "We may not collect tiger blood, but we know our donors and volunteers have fierce passion for doing good. Red Cross Month." Topping the trending topics section of Twitter, the tweet was quickly retweeted by more than 100 people and became the third result when you click the hashtag #TigerBlood. Wendy Harmon, director of social media at the American Red Cross, says when the organization noticed the trend on Twitter, it spontaneously used the hashtag in a tweet thanking blood donors. After a bit of outrage and a blog post apology by the American Red Cross for an honest mistake, microbreweries around the country retweeted the message to its followers, suggesting they donate to the Red Cross. Because of this, the American Red Cross saw a slight increase in donations.
The recession might be softening, but the damage left behind is forcing the local, state, and federal governments to tighten its belts. A favorite punching bag, of course, is the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and National Public Radio. Laura Walker, President and CEO of New York Public Radio, joins us now to talk about the impact on local radio. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Randall.
Laura, what kind of effect would proposed cuts to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting have on New York Public Radio?
Well, for New York Public Radio, which is WNYC and WQXR, we get about 6% of our funding from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. And while we would certainly survive, it would be a real hardship, and we would have to cut positions, cut local news, cut programs maybe. And I think for the whole system, for the public radio system as a whole, there will be some stations that simply won't be able to survive.
This isn't the first time that eliminating funding for the corporation has been proposed, but is it different this time around?
I think it's different in that it's zeroed out in the House's proposal in H.R. 1, that they've basically said the government should give no money for public media. I think there's a ferocity to the language and to the debate that hasn't seemed to be there. But on the other hand, what is similar is that our audiences are passionate and they are incredibly loyal to public media. And at this point, the other thing that's different is that about half of all Americans experience public media now, and that's a huge change in the last several years. 170 million Americans experience some form of public media every month, and so there is a huge well of appreciation for what we do, whether it's educating children or providing local news or providing the news of the Mideast. Some of the best international coverage is on public radio.
A big thank you goes out to Laura for her insight, and of course you can watch the full interview simply by clicking on the banner right below this video player.
And don't forget, the Council on Foundations will hold its annual conference at the Philadelphia Marriott downtown in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For more information, go to www.cof.org.
And that does it for us today. See you in 2 weeks.